We're still at it with the cheap car showdown, trying to find cars for under 30,000 credits and see which one is the fastest. You'd be surprised how many there are not. I expected it to be a lot more. I obviously don't think Porsche is going to have anything, but you know what? It's worth a look-see. That's close, but no cigar there. Um, Nothing for Porsche. Definitely nothing for Radical. Ram, maybe? No. Renault, I think, should have something for under 30,000. Nope, 32, 23. That'll do it. Let's see if there's anything else just before we jump on in. Nope, so there's only one Renault. I like this car, but not the one. Renault Clio, and this is actually, we have these where I live currently, so should be interested to see how it does. So we're going to buy it in stock form, stock parts fitted, as I have been doing for all of these cars. And we're going to take it on over to Lime Rock. Full circuit, no mods, no tweaking, nothing like that. Just when you buy it, you're good to go. So same rules apply as I have for everything else, and possibly detrimental to a couple, because there were a few like the Polaris that I could have very easily tuned, but that's not the point. The point is, how are they the way they are? So let's get started. The time to beat is a minute 4.75, and that's pretty good. That's the Mazda 3, and let's see if we can come close to that with the Clio. I'm not sure. I don't know much about it. I do know that it is front-wheel drive cars have seemed to fare very well. I feel like you get more bang for your buck with the front-wheel drive cars. So let's just see how they do. A lot of the reason I'm doing this is because my favorite thing to do in Forza is to get the car that you actually own, not the one you want to own, the car that you actually own, and see how well it goes. So hopefully this will cover the bases for a lot more people than if I were to do a Formula 1 showdown or something like that. Now, I know there aren't that many of you, but I do appreciate anyone who watches. It's really it's really cool that you guys spend some time and watch my videos. Obviously, I like racing games, but I do other things too, like Kerbal Space Program. I really have had a fun time playing that. But I just wanted to give thanks to the few people that are watching it, and anyone who has subscribed. Especially if I don't know you, that's incredible. I just like to say thank you. My brother-in-law and my cousin have both subscribed, but I feel like I feel like they have to. So there aren't many of you, and I just want to say thank you, even to you, my brother-in-law, and to you, my cousin. I appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do, any game you want to see to make it maybe a little bit more entertaining, please go ahead and feel free. And if you are a subscriber, that means that you like the same games I do. Maybe you should leave a comment and we can go ahead and play them together. Always looking for new gaming partners, and why not start with YouTube, right? So, but anyways, let's get back to the task at hand. Getting this Clio around Lime Rock in on under a minute and 4 seconds. It's actually going very well. I've just kind of been zoned out and not concentrating, and and it hasn't had any issues. So yeah, that's fast. A minute 6. That's definitely a good car for under 30,000. That's for darn sure. Because really, I'm not including this, but there's a margin for error, and it should be quite large because I'm not professional in any sense. Now that margin for error goes down and further the better you get, the more consistent you can be. For example, fail race. Any time he puts down a lap time, I definitely think that's about as good as it can get, because he is really consistent and good. But for me, the margin for error could be widened probably within like half a second to a second even, depending on the car and all that stuff. So a lot of the top cars are I mean, affectionately, what's the word I'm looking for here? Whatever. They're all basically within the same area for margin of error, so it's pretty interesting to see how many good cars you can get for under 30,000 in the game, because a minute and 5 seconds is fast, like proper fast for under 30. That's in the top. That's in the top for sure. It's not going to be the winner, but I'd have to cut off another half a second almost. But if I can do that, and I have 2 laps to do so, then yes, the Clio, little bugger, I love the Clio, would be the top dog. Come on, get your traction. But so far, it's just been a pretty mighty little guy. See if I can come. It's losing traction on that front wheel, my front right one for sure, as the diff is not upgraded, and it's having a hard time knowing what to do with the amount of torque being sent to one tire. But you know what? It's doing well. So yeah, it's really, I mean, you can throw this thing right into a corner and it can just take it. That's close. We're getting really close to it. I'm gonna try and I've been relatively conservative the last 4 laps, trying to just make sure I get a good time. This one I'm gonna try and turn in a little bit sooner than I'm comfortable with, and brake a lot later than I'm comfortable with. And that's the last 3 corners that really applies for, and that can make or break the time for sure. But so far I'm slower, so hopefully if I don't crash, which I might, don't know why I shifted up there, but I did. If I don't crash and I can manage to pull some speed out of these corners that I didn't have before, it just might do it. But that being said, aggressive driving, for me at least, doesn't tend to yield good results. Generally puts me a little bit slower, so we shall see. Yeah, no, a little bit slower, but within... That's very, very good though. What was that time? I'm trying to make sure I write all these down as we go. A minute 5, Clio. What is that? A minute 5.1. Wow, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. A minute 05.12. Sorry, my brain's not working. So that puts us about 0.4 seconds slower than the Mazda 3. It's a little bit slower than the Silvia, but only by 0.2 seconds. And so that's in the top 3 for sure. I think I see 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Hyundai Veloster is a little bit slower than it by 0.4 seconds. So yeah, it's looking like that's a very competitive car for what it cost. So I would just want to say again, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. Thanks for giving me 5.5 minutes of your day. A little bit more with me not shutting up. Have a good one.